Not missed a game. Mad respect. And with last night's victory against the Nuggets, no Jokic in this one, the Spurs, they got their 32nd win of the season. That means $262,000 for CP3. Wendy, what are the chances that Chris Paul's back in San Antonio next year?
He's got all the options on the table. I think the Spurs would love to have him back. I think he could go sign with another team. I think he could go coach in the league next year, Malika. I think he could be in this studio with us if he wanted to be. But knowing Chris Paul, he's going to want to be on the court because he can still make an impact. That's where the most money is still.
There's no place he'd rather be. Now Anthony Davis and Klay Thompson, they're fighting to stay ahead of the Kings for that 9th spot out west. They hosted the Hawks last night. You're seeing AD here, but we should mention this is huge. Derek Lively came back, his first game since January 14th. This is about as whole as we've seen the Mavericks thus far. AD, though, poked in the eye here on this play. He gets bandaged up. He stays in the game. For all the flack that he gets, he is one tough dude. So going ahead to the third here, 7 minutes left in the third quarter. The Mavs trail by 5. Najee Marshall throws the alley-oop to Davis.
I love when AD is being a dynamic roller in the cut.
Knocking it down, too.
You feeling cozy in Dallas, huh?
Going ahead to the fourth quarter here, Wilbon. Early in the fourth, the Mavs up by 10. Klay Thompson throws the oop to AD, slams it down.
They were looking for him and obviously glad to have him back thoroughly in the lineup. Not part-time, not minutes restriction. AD at his best this season.
Trae Young, though, lethal floater. 25 points, 12 assists on the night for Young. And then Dyson Daniels drains the corner three. So the Hawks take the lead here. 45 seconds left. The Mavs trail by 3. Klay Thompson looking like vintage Klay. Game tied at 118. And then right here, Davis gets the inbound pass. Drives left to the rim and shoots the fadeaway floater, makes it. It's his first go-ahead field goal in the final 5 seconds of fourth quarter or overtime since 2020 in the playoffs versus the Nuggets. So 3.4 seconds left. Young, this is the guy you want to have the ball in his hands. He shoots the three, but he can't get it to go. Davis, 34 points, 15 rebounds, 5 blocks. Here's AD.
Great defense.
So Davis, he did all of that while playing just under 30 minutes last night. The second fewest minutes in a 30-point, 15-rebound, 5-block game since blocks became official in the 70s. He trails only Joel Embiid from that game he had in 2023. So Kendrick Perkins, this big man, is balling.
He definitely been balling, Malika and Wilbon. You know what they say, Chi-Town's finest in old Players Club. They say, Chi-Town, don't pay a country boy nothing. Here's the thing about AD, right? He could have sat out for the remainder of the season. He didn't want to. He wanted to be out there on the floor with his guys. He wanted to go out there and show the Mavs fans that they have hope and belief and give them something to be happy about. I understand it was a funeral when Luka Doncic left, but guess what, Dallas? Y'all got one right now. A guy that's a generational talent in the middle of his prime. Anthony Marshall Davis Jr. is here. He's happy to be in the Dallas Maverick uniform, and I can't wait to see what he does the rest of the season, and especially in the play-in tournament.
Last night we were talking about this in studio, Michael Wilbon. The fact that Anthony Davis came back, so many were saying, okay, maybe he's going to shut it down for the season. But we were talking about how much we admired the quote that he had when he said, I would see guys come in when they only had 8 guys available and laying on the floor exhausted. And if you see that and don't feel like you need to go out and battle with them if you can, that's what he wants to be a part of. Studio, Michael Wilbon. The fact that Anthony Davis came back, so many were saying, okay, maybe he's going to shut it down for the season. But we were talking about how much we admired the quote that he had when he said, I would see guys come in when they only had 8 guys available and laying on the floor exhausted. And if you see that and don't feel like you need to go out and battle with them if you can, that's what he wants to be a part of.
You know, let's face it, that whole operation, Malika, was depressed and probably still in the last vestiges of it now. And Anthony Davis, I admire what he did. I mean, he looked right into the camera. He needed to do 2 things, and I think he understood this, to sort of resuscitate them. Play first, but also tell people, Perk, locally in North Texas, where people have been down and out and angry, hey, wait a minute. I am not going to shut it down. I'm going to come back and play. And he played with a fire last night that I really feel bad now, even more so that Kyrie's injured and not part of this. Because you know what? Dallas would have been a really fascinating team to watch in the playoffs.
to make this trade. He wants to have his back as much as he can. And he wants to do it for himself. He wants to show everybody and show himself that he can still be the centerpiece of a franchise. And I loved that they went to him in an isolation play at the top of the key down the stretch of this game to get the game-winning basket. That was Jason Kidd saying, I'm going to put the ball in our hands of our best player that we got healthy out there. Give him the ball, clear out, and go to work, and he got it done. And so there's a lot left for Anthony Davis to say, even if the Dallas Mavericks aren't going to be able to put their best foot forward the rest of the season.
Yeah, but it's kind of fun to see a taste. What were you asking for earlier? Just an appetizer of what the Dallas Mavericks can be when Kyrie Irving eventually comes back here. The push for playoff positioning, it's less than 2 weeks away now, so we're really getting into it. Next week's Wednesday doubleheader, you got it. It's Luka's return to Dallas. What are you expecting in that one, Perk?
A brawl for it all.
And then we got Jokic and the Nuggets taking on the Kings. Our coverage dips with NBA Countdown at 7 Eastern.
That's right, babe.
Coming up on NBA Today, Paige Beckers and the UConn Huskies, they're gearing up for the Final Four. Hear what she had to say about what it would mean to win her first national championship. Also, could tonight be a preview of the playoffs between Steph's Warriors and LeBron's
Ultimate Italian with a melty provolone.
Think fast! Yes! Here's some hot salami! Everyone gets a sandwich!
New toasted sandwiches at Jimmy John's.
Oh, that's good!
Before the spot.